This is arguably the first set of Big Brother Naija housemates that will be so into the game. Like, they're so conscious of the game that they are forgetting to have fun, which I understand they are not there to have fun but to play a game. But it got so bad this week, even Biggie had to call them out on it. Hey you, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adenike, Adebayo-Esho, movie and lifestyle content creator. I do awesome stuff on here. Like, if you check my other videos, you're going to love them. So please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, please. Thank you, and watch my other videos as well, all right? Thank you. So this past week in Big Brother Naija house was interesting. I was laughing. A lot of things were ridiculous, some were shocking, which I'm going to get to. But for the most part, it was an interesting week. Let me start with what happened last week. You know, Omachola's coins got stolen last week. Well, by the end of Sunday, by Sunday night, we found out that it was actually Ike who stole the coins, which is not a surprise because, as I mentioned, Ike had said he had recommended to the other housemates that maybe they should steal each other's coins, and so he was the one. He admitted it to, I think, Oprah, that he was one who stole Omachola's coins. Listen, I'm just hoping for a sake that Omachola never finds out that it was the one that stole it, because I cannot imagine the drama that will go down if Omachola were to find out. Let's talk about eviction. So for the first time this season, the housemates got to nominate one another for evictions, and the following people ended up for evictions: Tacha, Ella, Sadi, Kimopra, and then Fraud. And then Fraud replaced himself because he had immunity. He replaced himself with Meryc. Tacha and her army and her squad and her team. And guys, see, I'm not hating on Tacha, but I think there's a place of just take a chill pill. Tacha is always going on and on and on about how she's going to be in the house till the 99th day, how her team, they are working outside. She has an entire squad. She's not on the same level with all of them. If they want respect, they should go on to their younger ones and go and get it. And I'm just like, sis, calm down. My opinion is she's doing it too much. She needs to calm down. She needs to understand that Nigerians don't like entitlement. When you start, unless if there is something, because the way the girl is talking, and she's talking as if na papa house she did. You guess, as if na she get the money where they take build Big Brother Naija house for Lagos. It's gone beyond confidence now to a point of arrogance, which I just think might be like her holding a gun to her own head. But on the other hand, I think that might also be a strategy so that she can get people talking about her. You know, people in the past, Nigerians have seemed to enjoy characters like CCs and personalities like T-bosses, you know, and stuff. So maybe she came into the game thinking, I'm gonna be that girl. I'm gonna be the first lady. Do you understand? The diary sessions are a lot of fun, but I especially enjoy Kafi's and Omachola's diary sessions, especially Omachola. That guy can talk. Like, I thought I could talk, but nah. When Omachola sits down, he be talking, but he's hilarious, so it's fun. Another person that pissed me off this past week with her statements was Thelma. She made a statement about people living with Down syndrome, and it was a very ignorant statement to make. And even when Esther and the other housemates and Sadi, I think a few others were trying to correct her, she wasn't listening. She just kept arguing blindly. How can you call people living with Down syndrome imbeciles? Kimopra will go from Jeff to Omachola in the space of 30 seconds. Like, 1 minute she's all cuddling up and loving up to Jeff, and then you blink, you make the mistake of blinking, and she's over there with Omachola doing the exact same thing. I don't like when you mess with people's feelings like that. Like, make up your mind. Make up, like, don't play a game by playing on people's feelings. I just think that in as much as you're playing a game, you should still be human. Don't lose yourself in the game. This past week was also Mike's and what's her name, Thelma's birthday. And initially Thelma was a bit down, like, oh, isn't Biggie going to do anything, and yada yada. And eventually Biggie celebrated both their best birthdays together. But what was interesting about the birthdays was that Thelma's came first, but you know, they just sang and danced danced and whatnot. But when it was Mike's birthday, like they all went around giving speeches about Mike and how he's such an amazing human, and you needed to see the things or hear the things they were saying about Mike. It was amazing, which was good for Mike, right? But I feel bad for Tacha because I was like, babe, that should you self check him. That's supposed to tell you something, say get something where you know they do right as person where they inside that house with this fellow guy where they celebrate like this. One of the highlights of this past week was the old drama between Mercy and Ike and Ella and Ike. Okay, let's talk about it. So when they initially got into the house, Ella was all over the place with different guys, and then she was all over the place about how if Mike wasn't married, it would have been Mike, right? Good. Mercy was all about Gideon, right? And then Mercy finds out that Gideon isn't like, I'm not that much into you. And then Mercy jumps ship and decides to go with Ike, who was, you know, trying to test the waters. Initially, Ike was all about Tacha, but then the other housemates like Sheyi and I think a few others discouraged Ike from going after Tacha, so he decided to go after Mercy. So Mercy and Ike ended up together. This week comes and then Ella is somewhere in the picture getting close to Ike and stuff, and then next thing is I'm hearing Ike talk about his confusion between who to go with between Ella and Mercy, and I'm just like, when did Ella even enter the picture? And next thing we know, the girls Ella and Mercy are having arguments over Ike. I'm sorry I said it like that, but like the dude is not even that fine. Like okay, like I mean it's good looking and stuff, but what's the big deal? Why are you guys fighting over this guy? Kini big deal. I like Mercy because she doesn't take herself too seriously. And I like it when people don't take themselves too seriously because I don't take myself too seriously. On Saturday, everything just kind of blew up between Mercy and Ella, with Mercy telling Ella, you know, don't go after my man. And I'm just like, wait, you're mad? See, I don't want us to be hypocritical, right? Let's flash back to when this similar scenario happened between Toby and Sissy and Toby and Alex. People were going at Alex for going after Toby, for being friends with Toby, for taking Toby from Sissy. And whilst the argument on Alex's side was you carry man come, half of the population was against Alex, saying that she went after another girl's man. Now, it is now Mercy's turn. So because people don't now like Mercy, they are now saying, did she bring man into the house? Why, when did Ike become a man? And they are going after Mercy. And I'm like, why are we so hypocritical as human beings? Do you guys hear when Jackie, Kathy, and Gideon were talking about people who brought Jazz Ogun into the Bbnaija house? I was equally shocked. Apparently, Thelma and Tacha supposedly and allegedly brought some sort of beads that are jazzed into the Bbnaija house. And Kathy was going on and on about how it was God that showed it to her in a dream. She wasn't even aware. And then Fraud went to ask Esther out, toasted her. The girl literally put him on the spot, like, okay, like, why do you like me? And then eventually turned him down. She wasn't rude about it, you know, she was just kind of like trying to explain her position. Turned him down. Uncle started crying. Why were you crying? Fraud. What were the tears for? So it's time for the eviction show. It's Sunday night as usual. Ebuka would come, have a conversation with the housemates and yada yada yada. That was how Ebuka brought up this conversation about jazz and bringing fetish things into the house. Yeah, and it wasn't just that Ebuka brought it up. He actually called Jackie, like, and was like, oh, you were having this conversation. Who were you talking about? It was Tacha, right? And I was like, what is Biggie up to? Like, this is going to cause wahala in the house. I guess that's what they want to get. They want the drama and stuff. And you should have seen Tacha's eyes. And Tacha was like, no, she brought the beads. This is something she sells on her Instagram page, blah, 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 blah. It's not jazz. In a shocking turn of events, I actually thought only one person was going to be evicted. And I thought that person was going to be Sadi, because I didn't see people shouting his name and voting and screaming vote for him on social media and whatnot. I guess it's not by social media. But anyway, in a shocking turn of events, Biggie announced that not just one person but 2 people were going to be evicted. And so Ella was evicted and Kim Oprah was evicted from the big royal house after week 2. It is shocking because Ella is not so shocking for me, because she was just all over the place. Aside from her accents, constantly picking fights and stuff, I guess she was trying to create her own type of drama and whatever, but it just didn't work. However, I was really hoping she would say, because I wanted to see the whole love triangle between herself, Meryc, and Ike play out, right? But I guess that's not going to happen. Kim Oprah's strategy of probably being manipulative and whatever just didn't work out well for her. Surprisingly, Meryc had more votes. Like, Meryc had 29% of the votes, and I think Tacha had 28, and then the rest was split between the remaining 3. But what do you guys think? Who are your favorites right now? What did you think about the whole drama between Ike and Meryc and Ella? What did you think about the eviction? You know, Ella being evicted, Tacha and her squad, and Kim being evicted. Whatever your thoughts are, please leave them down below in the comment section. Remember to subscribe for more, not just Bbnaija, but more. Check out my other videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate you. Remember to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Remain in God, and God bless you. Bye.